What's going on, guys? This is a continuation from a video that I put on Instagram and TikTok. And if you guys are joining me from those platforms, welcome to Lodonis Dragonstorm YouTube. The time has come for me to be completely open, transparent about the narcissists that were involved in trying to devalue, smear campaign me, and push me out. As I said on those videos on TikTok and Instagram, the way that you negate a narcissist smear campaign is with consistent character. Keep being yourself, even if you're healing, going through the worst of times. If you maintain your morality, your moral structure, and you keep your character consistent, a smear campaign will eventually fall apart. The lies that have been told about you by narcissists or other toxic people, they just don't hold up. They don't hold up to you being yourself, you being consistent. And that the way that I defeated basically my narcissist was by building Dragonstorm YouTube and TikTok and Instagram and telling my story. So aside from Narcex, which we've already talked about Narcex, Narcopath a dozen times, and Rainbow Dragon and everything that happened with them, and if you're interested in the final fallout of that situation, check out the pinned live stream on my channel. Today we are going to talk about the fakes and snakes who I surrounded myself with. One of the reasons why, guys, I tell you that it's to give value to the situation, to give value to the abuse you went through, is to go into your deep traumas, childhood traumas, go into those things in you that made you a people pleaser or gave you abandonment issues, codependency, whatever the case may be. Whatever it is that allowed you to look for the best in people when the best wasn't there, that had you ignored red flags, had you ignore the telltale signs of someone being a manipulative person, a liar, because when you do, you are going to get a new pair of eyes. You're going to get a clarity that you never had before. As you work through step by step all of your traumas and you face that pain and you turn it into wisdom and integrate it into yourself, you will be able to see things more clearly, and you'll get something called emotional control. And emotional control, at least for me, is very key in being able to get through everything that I have. When I was building this company called Rogue Entertainment, we were doing really well, and then I brought Narcopath in. And what happened was that the narcissistic, toxic, selfish, awful people, some of which, not all, but some of which that I brought in around me, people whom I was trying to build their platforms, help them get more subscribers, help them to network, help them to sell comic books, they saw her and they understood what she was. And because she was destroying me in such a way that was taking away from their ability to manipulate and use me for my connections, they were upset. They were upset with her. Once she was gone and they realized, well, gone-ish, but once they realized that I had a lot of healing that I had to do and that I was learning how to discern red flags and liars and manipulators, they turned on me. They smear campaigned me to other people. They networked with her flying monkeys. It was a very specific event that happened. Narcissists can't help but tell on themselves. They're very proud of their deception. And as you know, these types they'll basically tell on themselves. You know, a narcissist accusation is a confession. But they'll also feel so sly, so sneaky, that they will let things out in such a way that they really think you're not going to put the pieces together. One night, Narcopath, this is a story from Narcopath, she was streaming with a guy by the name of Jens, with the toxic crew that exists over there. People who were on her smear streams and people who helped her to defame my character. And while she was there, one of my ex-friends, a fake-ass motherfucker by the name of Tommy, he came to that stream because he hung out in the same circles. Again, missing red flags, right? Some of the people that I thought were my best friends were hanging out with the same people who smear campaigned me. Were actively going against, attacking my character. Imagine that, missing a red flag. But I looked at the best in people. Anyway, he goes on that stream, hangs out with them, and then afterwards, she was talking to him in the backyard, the back of the stream yards. Now, she said that she thought he was drunk or something. I don't know what that means, or if that means anything. I personally don't think I've ever seen Tom drunk. But that conversation, what she was saying to me, was very telling, because shortly after that, this man tried to steal under another name everything I had built, the networking, was assassinating my character to others, to the point where people that I had talked to for years that I thought understood who I was would hear what I was saying, the words I was using, but would form their own narrative around it. Would like form their own idea of what I'm actually saying. I'm not saying what I mean I'm saying. I'm actually saying what they think I'm saying. Anyway, this guy, he worked tirelessly to smear my name, to not confront me. I asked 3 times during this 6-month, 7-month period if there was an issue between us. He never once gave me a reason as to why there was a problem. But as I watched people fall away from me and I started feeling more isolated and more isolated because of the smear campaigning, he and the flying monkeys from NarcX all working together, absolutely working together, as they were attacking my character. As that isolation began as I began becoming isolated more and more, it got to a point where he very ignorantly stated that he had stolen what I had built, as if he had done something wonderful, as if he had done something brave. This is a YouTuber. This is a person who purports to be a straight up, honest, I don't care what nobody thinks type of guy. But instead of trying to fix any situation between us, would not say what his issue was, only that he was stabbing me, sent another woman and his wife to talk to me as if I was supposed to let them know what the problem was, as if I was supposed to already know how I'd betrayed him because he was a victim. This is the narrative he was spinning to his wife and to anyone who would listen. And when I mentioned that, I never knew what the problem was, didn't understand what it was. They stopped talking to me altogether, probably at his behest. You know how narcissists are. Don't talk to that person. Don't talk to him. Don't get any truth. No, it's my narrative. It's my narrative. I'm the victim, or I'm the hero. This led to a confrontation that I had on another mutual friend's channel, which he popped up on the same panel and tried to talk shit, and I told that bitch to sit down and shut up, and bitch sat down and shut the fuck up, like a bitch does. This was designed to isolate me from everyone else. This was designed to further the active campaign that was against me by people like John Delarose and others, to harass me, defame me to the point where I'd off myself. This is how narcissists are. You guys understand this. And this was supposed to kill me. This was supposed to end me. What ended up happening was I built Dragonstorm. I remained consistent. I definitely went through different. I went through some more hoovers with NarcX leading up to the live stream that's been on this channel, which was the end, the finality. Ain't seen or heard, well, with the exception of her trying to harass people I'm dating, because that's how tough she is. She harasses people that I date. I haven't heard nor hide nor hair. And a little bit of like hoovering from Rainbow Dragon, but who cares? That dude is so weak, it doesn't matter. I continue to build my platforms and continue to remain consistent, and my true friends showed through for me. My true friends stayed by my side, with 1 or 2 exceptions. Because understand this: when you heal, when you learn discernment, when you heal what's inside yourself, when you're no longer a people pleaser, when you don't look past red flags, when you learn to observe people's actions, because words don't mean shit, you see how people move. And the thing about toxic people is they're not hitting that next level. They're not looking for that next level of mentality or emotional maturity. Definitely not a spiritual enlightenment. And they're not looking for that. They automatically assume that everyone is as dumb as they are. They automatically assume that you, as a person who survived narcissistic abuse, or a person who's been abused by a narcissist, or whoever you may be, you will never be able to see them for who they are. You will never be able to tell. They are so grandiose and wrapped up in themselves that they really believe you can't see them. I have maneuvered around people, some of whom I've made up with. I've maneuvered around people who have tried to lay traps for me, to try and emotionally trigger me, to try and set me back, to try and confirm, by extension from this guy Tom and his toxic crew, to try and trigger me into an emotional reactivity that will confirm their bias, but it hasn't happened, and it won't happen. Narcissists, narcissistic people, toxic people, liars, bullshitters, fakes, and snakes, they cluster together, man. But it's not always everybody around them that's full of shit. Sometimes they fool good people. Sometimes they do fool, like myself, sometimes they do fool people who have blind spots, who overlook red flags. That will happen. But the mainstay of a crew, when you see a snake, the people around them, just like what we're watching with the whole P. Diddy thing unfolding, right? Okay, maybe not every single person that went to those parties was trafficking kids or raping people, okay? But they knew it was going on. They knew it was going on. They were complicit. And being complicit to evil is just as bad as being evil. You're not wholesome. You have no moral structure. You have no moral compass. You're allowing that type of activity to take place. You are complicit in it. You are as bad as they are. And the world isn't black and white. The world is shades of gray. So it is very important to understand and know when to choose your battles. What battles are worth fighting? Sometimes when you see, and you're going to learn this, guys, when you heal from narc abuse, when you see a lying, manipulative, toxic person coming your way trying to trigger you, sometimes you just act ignorant, just act a fool, act stupid, and just don't care. You can't even act like you don't care, just act stupid, because they will think that you're stupid. Let them think that, let that grandiose moron think that they're super intelligent. Once you have emotional control, remember, these types of toxic people, narcissistic people, rely on emotional reactivity. And if they can't trigger you, they can't win. You take this event, this horrible event or series of events that you went through in your life, and you turn it into a win by learning about yourself, learning how to have control over yourself, and get that clarity you need to see them coming a mile away. I literally navigate around people that are highly toxic. I know they're toxic, even though we have given each other second chances, or I've given them a second chance, third chance, whatever the case may be. They really can't understand. They can't fathom. It's not their ability to fathom the idea that I can see them now, and I see the moves that they make. Birds of a feather flock together. Remember that, guys. Let a narcissist think you're stupid. Let them think it. Let them think they won. Let them think whatever they need to think. Because it will get to a point, the more lies, the more smear campaigns a narcissist or a toxic person has had to say about you, the more they box themselves in. And the more you remain consistent with your character and who you truly are and who you've always been, the more they've been boxed themselves into having to stand on those fake laurels, having to stand on those lies and exposing themselves. Justice eventually comes around. Karma comes around. They can't hide from that. People who attack you, people who come after your character, people who hurt you, you may seem like they get away with it in the moment. I mean, the dark side leads to quick victories, quick, passionate, powerful victories, but there's no long-standing value in it. There's no longevity to it. I ain't seen Narc X or Rainbow Dragon in forever, but I can guarantee you, since I ain't talked to them, they've beat each other up 100 times, cheated on each other 100 times, probably swapped a few VDs, had to get the penicillin shots. Who knows what has happened? Who knows what has happened in that mess, that nasty mess going on over there? I look over at Tom, and I look over at those, his buddy Vin, and all the people that stabbed me, lied about me, couldn't use me no more, so they had to create a smear campaign to make me look bad, so they didn't look like the evil, twisted, manipulative fucks that they are. They're not growing. One or two of them out of that group is growing, and I don't know, I'm not even going to guess, to be honest with you, if they're good or bad people, but it doesn't matter, because they hang out with trash. They hang out with awful people. They're, once again, the people that were trying to live off of my growth are now living off of somebody else's growth. And eventually it will get to a point where that person sees them for who they are, or they're no longer valuable to them, and they're going to stab them, and they're going to smear them, and they're going to do the same thing they did to me. I don't care. I don't care about none of them. And anybody around me, because there are, anybody around me that's feeding back information or lookouts or snooping or doing whatever the hell they're doing, whatever toxic, whatever these grown toddlers do, I don't care. And if it turns out that one or two around me are fake as fuck, I'll let them. Okay, nice seeing you, goodbye, don't affect me. I'm gonna keep growing for me. Make sure to keep growing for yourself, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, boys and girls, chosen of all ages. Make sure to continue to grow for yourself. Concentrate on you. You are your biggest cheerleader. You are your greatest strength. And if you get confused by the moves being made by people around you who refuse to disassociate, or maybe even reach out and try to work with people that you know have been manipulative, have smear campaigned you, have backstabbed you, you can't keep your eye on everything, but file that in your brain and protect yourself and be aware. Because one day that person who swears they're your friend, but they're hanging out with and working with people that they cannot know. They cannot be ignorant to the fact that they have stabbed you. If they turn around and try and stab you too, be prepared for it. Just be ready for it. It's okay. You will be fine. Do the work on yourself. Grow yourself. You're your biggest cheerleader. This is about your life experience. This is about your worldly experience. Continue to grow for you. Roll with the punches. Not all battles are worth fighting. Let toxic people think that they're getting away with a jab at you. Let them say or comment at you in some way in public or in a chat group that they and other people in that chat group or other people in that public sphere know that they're coming at you in a certain way, trying to make fun of you or trying to clown you. Let them think they got away with it. Let them think it. They're morons. They're not on your level, and they will never be able to attain the level that you are growing into as a spiritual being, as an evolving being on this earth. Take everything that you have been through and make the most out of it. Give it value by learning and growing and becoming a better version of yourself. I have been done drop the bricks for all these people, but I will call them out if I need to. And I am no way worried myself about any lie, any weapon formed against me, any smear campaign that's been said, any maneuvering that is happening around people that I associate with, because these evil fucks think that they're being sneaky and deceptive by trying to turn. I don't care. If somebody turns against me, I don't give a shit. That's life. I'm going to keep growing. I've long been just drop the bricks on this. They know who they are. They lurk my shit. And yes, I'm talking about you. And I don't care. Brothers and sisters, one of the greatest things that for me that's come out of all of this has been being able to coach, being able to talk to others, not just expressing what I went through and getting honest to God, unnecessary external validation. You should never need external validation for your experiences or who you are for anything that you went through. But feeling that communal energy between us, that's been a blessing. And I thank you guys so much for being here with me on this ride while I've had to heal from what I've gone through. Well, what I really have enjoyed the most, what I'm really happy for the most, is that originally I created Rogue because I wanted to help people grow. I wanted to be a part of something called TFM. I wanted to be a part of something that was helping each other grow and look out for one another against, the evils of the world, the evils in the entertainment industries. And I ended up helping myself and being able to help others who have been through the true evil in this world, the demonic spirit of narcissism. Being able to coach people and impart my wisdom and impart that strength and listen to stories and being able to understand what my fellow survivors and thrivers have been through, because it's hell. We go through hell. We're facing demons out here. Understand and know that I'm with you, y'all. And I love every single one of you. And I'm so thankful for you being here. And I will continue to, for as long as I can, or I am meant to, do the most that I can to support you, to be there for you, and to lend the strength of my experience and what I went through. Because I know what it's like to have not just one, not just two, but groups of toxic, narcissistic, awful, lying, manipulative pieces of god-awful, stupid, dumbass trash coming at you and trying to destroy you. I've been through the ringer. My love to y'all. Be good to yourselves. Be good to each other, and never again suffer these fools.